Her face was swollen, blood on her lip, eyes wild, silent. And behind her, Eva, trembling in her wheelchair, clutching a stuffed bear like it could shield her from hell. 3:02 a.m. My breath fogged the glass as I opened the door. No words, just terror, just need. Then my phone vibrated. A single message from her. "Don't you dare shelter them." And in that moment, I understood everything. My sister, Mara, married Jackson when we were in our 20s. He was charming, the kind of man that knew how to tilt his head just right when he listened, how to touch a shoulder like reassurance was currency. At first, I was relieved. Mara had always needed protecting. She was fragile, sweet, too trusting. And Jackson? He seemed like the shield she'd always been missing. But now, standing in front of me, her arms wrapped around her daughter like armor, I saw it. The years, the bruises, the silence, the weight of fear she'd carried for so long. And suddenly, our mother's silence over the years, her strange detachment, her dismissiveness, clicked into something uglier. This wasn't just Mara's shame, this was our family's secret. I kept them hidden, tucked them in the guest room, drew the curtains, moved like a ghost for days. Eva didn't speak, not until day 3 when she whispered, "He locks her in the basement when she talks too much." I gripped the edge of the sink until my knuckles cracked white. I wanted to burn the world, but rage doesn't protect the innocent. Planning does. I didn't confront my mother right away. I let her keep texting, calling, insisting this wasn't my business. So I made it my business. I started with photos, quiet ones, the bruises, the scars. I documented everything Mara allowed. I contacted a friend, one of those women who worked in the shadows, domestic abuse lawyer, silent warrior. We filed, secretly, quietly, relentlessly. Restraining order, emergency custody. But legal papers weren't enough, not with a man like Jackson. I visited their house, told him I was just checking on things for Mara. He opened the door with that smug smile. "How's my little runaway doing?" I smiled back. "Healing." He laughed, called her dramatic, said she'd always had episodes. I saw the twitch in his jaw when I told him I had full access to the house now, by court order. That night, I broke the deadbolt and went down into the basement. Found a latch hidden behind a false wall. And there it was, the room. No windows, soundproofing, a single chair in the center, and a baby monitor, like it had once belonged to Eva. I took photos, every inch, every grotesque inch. Then I drove to my mother's house, put the printed photos on her kitchen table. "You knew," I said, "and you let it happen." She didn't deny it. She didn't even look shocked. "He provides," she said. "He's a man of position." My voice didn't rise. I didn't need it to. "You're going to testify." She laughed in my face. "I'll do no such thing." So I pulled out her letters, the ones she used to send Mara when she was pregnant, the ones where she warned her not to provoke Jackson. I'd taken them from the attic during a holiday visit years ago, back when I thought they were just controlling, not confessional. Now, they were leverage. Court moved fast after that. The judge saw the photos, the basement, the bruises. And when Eva finally found the courage to speak, her trembling voice cracked the silence wide open. Jackson lost everything: custody, status, power. And when they cuffed him in the courtroom, he turned to me and hissed, "This was you." I didn't flinch. I just looked him in the eye and said, "She's not alone anymore." But that wasn't the end. See, monsters like Jackson don't disappear quietly. He had friends, connections, a network of cowards in suits and golf clubs. So I exposed them. I sent anonymous packages, photos, transcripts, names, to wives, employers, churches. One by one, their dominoes fell. sponsorships, reputations, social circles. You don't get to hide behind prestige while you terrorize little girls in wheelchairs. Months passed. Mara started smiling again, real smiles. Eva drew a picture of us, labeled it, "My Safe People." And our mother? She moved away. Couldn't stand the shame. Good. The night the final court ruling came, permanent restraining order, full custody, his assets frozen, I sat alone with a glass of wine. And for the first time in years, I exhaled without shaking. They say monsters wear masks, but in my family, they wore wedding rings and pearls and polite smiles. And when they showed up at my doorstep at 3 a.m., begging not for help, but permission to finally run, I didn't hesitate. Because silence is complicity. And I'd rather be the villain in their twisted family story than the bystander who let a child live in fear. Some monsters wear wedding rings, but now they wear orange jumpsuits too.